Hi, it's Fifi with another video. I've had this lemongrass in here for a few years, and now I'm going to be uppotting it to a bigger planter because, as you can see, it do need some more room, and for some reason I have other things growing in here. I guess a seed may have dropped, but this here is a natural sugar substitute called Lipia dulcis, scientific name, or Aztec sweet herb. Oh, it's already gone to seed also. And we have this other plant here, which is scientifically called Calantro pinnata, or commonly known as wonder of the world or leaf of life plant. Maybe one of the leaves just dropped and it just took root right in here because it grows from the leaf. But we're going to be uppotting this. I'm going to remove these other two plants here. They have health benefits, so I'm going to save them. And let's just see what the root system on this looks like. It's not coming out at the bottom for sure, but I will be removing it from this smaller pot here. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it's coming out very easy. Quite a bit of root bound going on here. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. I'm not worried about the roots at this point. I'm just going to remove this. Jeez, I would probably need something to cut through this. But I'm going to remove this. Boy, oh boy. There's quite a lot going on here. Ugh. This I can do with the lemongrass because lemongrass is resilient. This is already established. Like I said, I've had it for a few years. So this is what the root system here looks like now. So it's going to continue to grow. And because I'm putting it in a bigger container, it definitely is going to have some room in there. So now I'm going to clean this up. Or maybe I should split this. No, probably not. I'm going to clean this up, getting rid of all the dry. This was all from last year. All the dry leaves. Alright, I think I've removed enough of the dry leaves out. There's a few left. But now I'm going to remove these other two plants here. Well, actually, I thought it was just two. But there are two of this one. There's one here. Easy removal. Roots well developed. And there's another one here that I'm also going to save. Try to get some more soil off with the root. There we go. And this is the sweet Aztec plant here that I'm going to remove. And like I mentioned earlier, this is a sugar substitute, just like stevia. Well-developed roots, so I am going to save that. And also there are two of these growing in here. Alright, so now I have my bigger container here that I'm going to be planting this in. It's mixed in with soil and some chicken compost. Just to give it a little boost from transplanting it from that smaller container into this bigger one. So I just sit the plant ball, the root ball itself, on top of the soil here because I want to give it more room to the bottom of the container here. It's a bigger container. I want to give it as much room as I possibly can for the roots to spread in the bottom, and so that it would not become as root bound as it was so quickly. So I'm going to fill all this in here with soil. Try to put it as straight as possible in here. Now, and as I am potting these plants, it is a perfect time for me to add some fertilizer in there. And what I use is my own homemade chicken compost that I use for my garden, whether it's in ground, in pots, or in raised beds. And normally I don't make too much of a big effort to fertilize, simply because I always add or mix my chicken compost to my plants wherever they are growing. And this natural fertilizer is slow feeding, so over time the plant will slowly feed off the nutrients that is in the soil from the chicken compost and be able to produce at its fullest potential. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now my lemongrass is potted in a bigger planter where it's got more room to the sides and also more room to the bottom to spread its roots. So there you have it. Now I'm growing this in a container because I'm going to be overwintering it in my grow zone, zone 6B. This is going to die off if I were to leave it outside. So I bring it indoors and I overwinter it every winter. So I'm always going to be growing this lemongrass in a planter. It would never be in ground in my zone. I'm going to go ahead now and also transplant these other plants I have here. These are also perennials, just like the lemongrass, but I have to bring it indoors to overwinter them. So we're going to pot these so that they can continue to grow. So I potted the lemongrass to a bigger container, and here it is sitting on my deck because my dog seemed to enjoy chewing the leaves and I don't want her doing that. So I'm just putting it up away from where she can reach it. And then the two sweet aztec plants, I decided to put it in the same container, so it's in here with some chicken compost. And then over here I potted the other two plants. There's another one growing here, and it's just from a leaf dropping in the planter, and also a sweet aztec. I don't know, for some reason they just end up together in a random planter, just growing in harmony. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these leaves so this can continue to grow. Sometimes I juice it, sometimes I dehydrate it and turn it into powder so I can put it in shakes. But honestly, I prefer just juicing it because it's less work. And for me to be able to use this where I want to use it, I have to have multiple plants. I already have some growing inside. This one was obviously indoors. It's a plant that grows in tropical areas, or I should say warmer climates. However, I want to be able to grow it and be able to get the use of it to enjoy its medicinal benefits. And you'll probably be surprised of how these leaves dry very easily. So I'm just going to throw them in here and allow them to air dry in my mesh bag, along with obviously other herbs. I'm always drying herbs, y'all. Always.